Hello and welcome to another episode of Comics and Pop. I'm one of your hosts, Jonathan Rosen, along with Troy Cannon and Carlos Idarraga. And today we are going to be talking about What If episode number 3. What if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Before we get over this, Carlos was all last time. One of the times we talked about What If number 1. He said it was his least favorite. This was my least favorite. I'll throw it out to you guys in a second. This was a dark episode to me. This was really, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but it was really dark. Troy, what are your thoughts?
I think the opposite. It wasn't my favorite. I wouldn't say it was my favorite, but I dug this one because I'm thinking, the Avengers have fought Ultron, and the Avengers fought Thanos a couple of times, and then the Avengers get taken out. I guess this is everybody that's watching probably already knows, so I don't know if this is a spoiler, but they get taken out.
Because this came out a few days. I think everyone by now is watching to see content, so we don't have to worry about spoilers.
Okay. Freaking Ant-Man takes them out, and it was ingenious. I was watching the episode, and I was trying to figure out who was killing him. It was like a murder mystery. I was trying to figure out who was killing them. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, well, it's got to be like one guy or one girl, that's going around killing everybody. But then they were dying different ways. So I was trying to use my, my quasi-encyclopedia-like memory of superheroes and villains to try to figure out who could do this. And I couldn't. I was stumped. Segue for just a second. Long time ago, I was reading a Legion of Superheroes comic book, and they were having their hero drive. They do it, I think, like once a year. And there was a guy that came in and, had fists on the chest, and everything. And he was like, yeah, this guy's only got one superpower. Can you guess what it is? And he lifted a great weight. And I was like, wow, so he's super strong. But then they shot energy at him and it bounced off him. And I was like, oh, no, he's invulnerable. And then he flew. And I was like, wait a minute, that guy's got more than one power. And I couldn't figure it out. At the end of the book, they said he had telekinesis. So he actually used his mind to lift things. He was using the shields to block stuff, and he threw himself through the air to fly. So with this episode, I couldn't figure out what it was. But as soon as it was over and I knew who it was, I was like, they did the Legion of Superheroes comic book. I didn't know who the guy was, but it was Ant-Man all along. I feel like Agatha. It was Ant-Man all along. I like this one because I couldn't figure it out. I dug it.
Carlos, your thoughts?
So for me, out of the 3, this was my favorite one so far by far. It was.
I feel like you guys get together and discuss this before I get on the thing. I just want to be kind.
No, because to me the opposite. I guess I understand what you're saying about it being dark. It was dark because they were killing Avengers. They were killing actual superheroes. So I get that part. But to me, it put so many things together, and it was so well written, and it was a thriller, right? There was somebody killing the Avengers, and we didn't know who it was, and it wasn't like and when we found out who it wasn't like we knew it all along. It was out of left field, right? It was Hank Pym. It wasn't even the Scott Lang Ant-Man that we know in the MCU. It was the original Ant-Man, which was Hank Pym. So I thought it was really cool. It was unexpected. It was so well written. I love thrillers. Thrillers are like one of my favorite genres. So that part of it I loved. Obviously there was a lot of little holes in it. If you want to nitpick out of if you're a comic book guy, it's like
that's what
you
we
can't kill right. You can't kill the Hulk, right? So like you said, Ant-Man killed the Hulk. Like how he blew up his heart. The Hulk's skin is impenetrable, so you can't do that. So I get that, but I love the fact that they used the Edward Norton. They had like an Edward Norton reference when he was up on a bridge there, and then you see General Ross comes with the army, to get to him. That was a scene from the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk movie, right? Yeah. So that was really cool. The fact that they referenced that in because even though the Hulk now is Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, that Hulk movie was part of the MCU, right? So I love that part was really, really cool. And like you said, like the fact that that it was no clue. We had no clue that Hank Pym was, had lost his mind and was freaking killing the Avengers. That was really awesome. So I really enjoyed this one.
So I'm going to go back to what I talked about when we did the episode about Black Panther being Star-Lord. Okay, this again to me was contrary to what we know of the characters and their persona. I did like the aspect. I kept trying to, like Troy, I kept trying to figure out the whole time who's killing them off. But it was like so sad, like all these Avengers dying, and I couldn't figure out who it was killing them off. But to me, this was out of Hank Pym's character. Maybe not out of the Hank Pym in the comic books, who went a little nuts at times, but this was out of the character
that's crazy, dude.
In the movies. So if he's going to get back at someone, he would get back at the government, get back at Shield. What are the Avengers done to him? So I didn't get that. I didn't buy that aspect that he'd be going off and killing all these heroes who were, just like him. They came into this business trying to do the same thing he did, helping humanity. Why would he kill them? He would go off and kill the people responsible for his wife. So I didn't necessarily buy that part, and that bothered me, the character. And also the voice, I did love that they had mostly all the voices. They didn't have everyone, but they had most of all the same voices playing the characters. They did not have Black Widow, which she's suing them, so I guess they're not going to put her voice in. But that's one of the things that bothered me. I did not like the aspect of Ant-Man, Hank Pym going against the character. I did not buy him doing this.
I mean, but it's a what if, Jonathan. It's a what if. But no, I mean, like I said, in the comics, he was Hank Pym was a little crazy. So
yes.
I definitely understand. Obviously he's not crazy enough to go out and kill all the Avengers, but like I said, it's a what if. But he looked kind of like the whole thing with the in the MCU. His wife disappeared, so he kind of went on the ground, whatever, and like you said, he didn't kill all these people. But to those of us who are married or have been married, we understand the difference of somebody killing our child versus somebody killing our wife, right? If somebody kills our wife, it's sad, but if you kill one of my children, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh, it's on, right?
It's on, exactly. So that that part I can understand, so they killed his daughter, so I can understand. Yeah, I would, if somebody kills my daughter, I'm going nuts, I'm going crazy until I get the people who killed my kid, right? So that part I can understand. So
but again, they didn't do anything to the daughter. These heroes did not do anything to any of his family.
Right, but in his mind, it was their fault. Kind of like it's kind of like, what's his name? In the movie, like you said, when you're going back to Ultron, the Nemo, right? He went against the Avengers and stuff because when Ultron picked up whatever, what was the name of that place? Sokovia. Yeah, when he picked it up, whatever, they killed his family, but the Avengers didn't kill his family. It was Ultron, but to him, it was the Avengers that killed his family. So kind of goes with that, kind of thinking, I guess,
And from what he said, from what Fury said, I kind of, because you got to think, his daughter was active as the Wasp at that time. Right. She was probably part of the Avengers Initiative. And she was probably one of the first people, since Ant-Man had been doing it for so long. She was probably, I'm just speculating, but she was probably one of the people that was on the short list to make the team. And he's probably like, she wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for you and those doggone Avengers.
Right.
But he really should have went after the Winter Soldier, because she died. The daughter died, Hope, in the same city that the Scarlet Witch encountered the Winter Soldier, when she's in the hallway telling Cap about it, and she's like, I met this guy, he's a Winter Soldier, he shot my pilot. Maybe she was the pilot, maybe she was the one. They didn't say how she died, but it was the exact same city. So I'm thinking, it's probably the Winter Soldier. He was shooting people in the face at that time. You don't have a lot of people shooting superheroes in the face in a particular city at a particular time. It had to be him. So it seems like he would have went after him. But I guess, Fury sent her. It's the way his mind processed it, I guess, If somebody killed one of my kids, there is no telling who's going to die that night. But
Exactly.
there's going to be something written in the obituary tomorrow for sure.
You know what? One thing I didn't like about it too is I don't know. I know we've only done a few of these podcasts before, but I don't know if you guys know this or not. But Iron Man's kind of like my guy. So the fact that they killed Iron Man like in 2 seconds, they're like, "Hey, Iron Man, come here, boom, flip, bye." He was like, "Yeah." He said like two, maybe because it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. doing the voice, and they wanted to get rid of him quick and stuff, But they kind of killed him off a little bit quickly, All the other heroes that they killed, it was a little bit more, they gave him a little bit more screen time, So they gave my guy a little bit. The screen time was a little
less
limited.
you hear of the fake voice, the better for them. They didn't want to
exactly
you just scrutinize it too much.
I like the fact that he was sitting in the donut, like he was in the movie and stuff. That was pretty cool, I that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about this What If too, how they referenced the movies and stuff, how they referenced Thor, how they referenced the Iron Man movie, how they referenced the Hulk movie. It was all really cool.
See, I don't know about that whole needle. Even when they did it in the movies, I don't know about the needle to the neck, because that means that they said, okay, what will fix Stark? Oh, we can get a shot that'll help him. Should we tell him? No, let's surprise him. Let's put it in a needle, and then let's drive the needle across the country, leave it in the van. Nobody will mess with it. I'm going to go talk to him while he's in this donut. Then we're going to go inside and have lunch. And then somebody go outside, get that needle that we hope hasn't been tampered with, and then just sneak up behind him and stick him in the throat. It just didn't seem sanitary. Didn't seem like the right thing to do.
I think in about 2 months, that's how they're going to come after the anti-vaxxers.
They might. They're going to
just stand in the restaurant. Hey,
here's the thing. Here's the thing that again, I kept waiting. I was disappointed at the end. I wanted it to be some villain. We didn't even talk about Loki yet during this episode. I mean, Loki was a lot of fun during this episode. To me,
he was great. Yeah.
Yes, but at the end, nothing's going to stop him from taking over the world now.
Right.
But they're basically just giving him Hank Pym to torture and kill right now. They're just here you go, do what you want with him. So, but I did like the Loki part.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I did like the Loki part. But I did not, like I said, I just waited. I was waiting for some villain, it to be some villain. When I saw it was Hank Pym, it was kind of a letdown for me.
It was a twist.
Yes.
If you think about it, Loki is almost always the catalyst that starts the Avengers. Even when the Avengers are killed, they made the Avengers because of Loki. He's on Earth completely tripping. He's taking over the planet, and then Fury still is putting together a team. He gets Captain Marvel, and he finds Captain America. They're going to probably be called the Captain or something like that. But he's got at least two of them. And there's some other ones that he can get, Falcon and a few other ones. So the Avengers are still going to be born because of Loki. So the Avengers are still, kind of an origin story for them.
It is going to be a different Avengers, right? Yes.
Yeah. You notice that Pym was wearing the yellow jacket outfit?
Yes.
That's his craziest. He's always crazy in that outfit. Exactly. Smacking his wife.
That's classic stuff. Well, that's classic. That's, that's when I think that's around the time when I think when does that, doesn't she hook up with is it Captain America or is it Tony Stark that she hooks up with when they break up and stuff?
I don't remember the story.
Back around. I don't remember. It was either Tony Stark.
I want to say Stark.
I think it's Tony Stark.
I want to say Stark, right?
She hooks up with. He steps in.
But I don't remember. Like I said, we after that episode came out, by the way, you're talking about social media before. There was a whole bunch of stuff, which was the worst Marvel movie right after that because Captain Marvel was on screen. We're gonna have to do our favorite. We're gonna have to do a ranking someday episode of the Marvel movies.
The worst Marvel movie? Oh, it's Iron Man 3. Totally destroyed everything. That's dear to me.
Well, we're gonna have to all debate that. We're gonna have to talk about that. But everyone was criticizing that. But yeah, it was fun seeing what heroes would be, cutting out. It's fun seeing that he went out, reached out to Captain Marvel again. but it was a real big letdown to me seeing that Ant-Man is the one that's behind everything.
I guess it kind of shows the kind of movies that we like. Yeah, was your favorite one episode 1? Because that was the one that I hated the most, and this was my favorite.
No, my favorite one was episode 2. Still.
Okay. Yeah, this was my favorite one. Episode 2 was second, close second, because I really liked episode 2. And episode 1, we know that I did not enjoy.
I don't even know which one's the next one. I don't even remember who's coming up next.
Probably Spider-Man or Thor, I think.
I'm not sure. I know, but they got to do a Doctor Strange one. They got to do the zombie one.
Zombies. By the way, I this is totally out of it, which we should probably cut this out. But I did read, speaking of zombies, I did read that they're making now an American version of what is it, Train to Busan? I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
Oh,
What?
that's a good movie.
I love that
Train to
movie.
Busan.
Yeah, I love that movie, but I hated the ending. Hated.
Well, say it again. What was the name of it?
Train to Busan, right? Is that how you say it?
Oh,
Yeah, Train to Busan.
I've never seen
Gilgamesh is in that movie. Gilgamesh from the Eternals. He's the big tough guy.
it. Oh yeah.
Don Lee. Yeah, Don Lee. He's in that movie. He's
Great zombie movie, but I hated the ending. Just hated it. But we're sidetracking. But we'll have to do that when we do our zombie episode. Hint, hint. But
They had snakes on a train, on the plane. Now they got zombies on a train.
they mentioned snakes on the plane. There, no. Am I imagining things? Oh, there's something else.
I don't know. They might have. It was a good movie.
No, I'm talking about in
baseball
the I'm talking about in the episode. I thought something was mentioned about it, but I'm probably mistaken. But anyway, so again, this has been about What If number 3. Who killed all the Avengers. So what are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys think on this one? Do you like it, not like it? Do you agree with me, or do you agree with the other two who are wrong? Do you agree with Troy and Carlos who are wrong? But I know, like I said, I did like it. I wasn't my favorite one. But anyway, let us know your comments. Drop off. And as always, thank you for watching. And please subscribe.
Subscribe, guys.
Subscribe.
Yeah.